Hello, I'm here with our special guest, Yycrn Villaseñor. And Victor is the author of many best-selling books, and one of them was The Reign of Gold. And I read that many years ago, and it left an incredible impression on me, and I think you're going to really enjoy him. I am Craig Collins, and I am the CEO of Yes, You Can Read Now and the developer of the Universal Reading Method. Victor, thank you for coming and joining us. Good to see you.
Gracias.
Can you tell us a little bit about your experience with the Universal Reading Method?
I have to back up first and explain my relationship to reading. I flunked the third grade twice. The second time it was so painful that my own friends started calling me a stupid Mexican and hitting me and throwing rocks at me. I had a terrible experience all through school. I became a bedwetter, and I didn't learn to read till I was 20. And I went back to my English teacher, and he had me start with fourth grade books. And I have a memorized vocabulary of up to seventh grade. I started writing, and I've written 5 national bestsellers, nominated Pulitzer Prize 3 times. And yet, with all this background, I still can't read publicly, even my own books, because I freeze. I'm still so scared of, and I'll start crying. I might cry right now. I consider myself I can't read. And I can read very slowly. It takes somebody, let's say, to read a couple of pages. They do it in a couple of minutes. It takes me an hour or more. And I'm not a good writer. I'm a rewriter. I rewrite my books 30, 40, 50 times. So finally when they get in print, they say, oh, you're a great writer. Well, they don't know that I'm not a great writer. I can barely read. And so when my son Joseph and, and Barbara, my ex-wife, took this program, and other people have taken it, and this Universal, you wanted me to take it. We became friends, and I told you no, that I didn't want to, and I was afraid. Well, I took it, and it has really freed me. It has opened up my world, where the other day somebody said, well, can you read those pages? I read my own writing to them without fear, without a double tequila, and you've opened up a new world for me, a comfort zone that I didn't have before. This program that you do, see, people that go to prison, almost all of them can't read. People that are having problems, or most of them can't read. For you to do what you do, it isn't just about learning to read. It can change the very structure of society. My hat is off to you. Well, I'm going to put it back on. And congratulations with the work you're doing.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Victor, after you learned the reading method, and we drove in your car back to your house, and you told me not to speak. You're going to tell me something, and then you called your ex-wife, Barbara, and she came over. There was a word that you used, and I think you have a book with you today that has it on the front of it. What was that word?
Well, this book is called Burro Genius. It took me 42 years to write it because of all the rage and hate I had towards teachers that embarrass you when you can't read, and how all of society's ganged up on you, against you. You know, only 20% of the world knows how to read. And with your method, that can expand. This is something that's got to go nationally, between nations. Well, the reason I was called burro, which means stupid, jackass, in Spanish and other things. But then this is called Burro Genius, because after I started writing, and I was at a 7th grade level, and I wrote this book, I found out that I was really smart. Now, I didn't know that. I didn't know I was smart. And so many people, you know, they die not knowing that they're smart and they're capable. And that's so sad. This book is my biggest bestseller after Reign of Gold, which is being made into a series on TV. This book starts with kindergarten and goes all the way to the age of 16, where I still can't read. And the horrors that happen to you when you can't read are just incredible. And yet, if I hadn't had all those horrors, I wouldn't have had those things to write about. So by having them and them being so terrible and overcoming them makes a hell of a good book.
Not wanting to get you in touch with your tears, but when I taught you the reading method, when you were sitting in front of the video and watching it, you began to cry.
Yeah.
I want you to know that I don't ever interrupt anyone when they're taking the reading method, and I didn't want to interfere with your tears, because they're part of my watching that something is happening internally that you're transforming. But I have felt much compassion. Do you remember what your tears were about?
Yeah, that words, after, you know, you break them up, and then there are certain rules you show that this is going to make this a long vowel or a short vowel, and then you do it over and over, and then pretty soon my subconscious remembered what I didn't remember, and I could read big words and words I didn't even know what they meant, and I said, oh my God, whew, this is wonderful, and I started crying. I'm going to cry right now. It's just. See, my own best friends beat me up when I flunked the third grade a second time, calling me a stupid Mexican. And I believed them, and I believed the teacher. Teachers, as a group, are raised students in high school and college, so they're arrogant. They stick down their noses. No, they look down their noses at people that have trouble reading. That's why now I give talks to 5,000 teachers or 5,000 librarians. I tell them that most of the great teachers I meet weren't good students and didn't become teachers till later in life. And then when they come to the classroom, they teach life and they show compassion. And it's different than the teacher that got all A's and goes to the classroom having A students that are pets and looking down her nose at all the others.
Well, now that you'll be talking to teachers again, is there something you might tell them about the universal reading method?
Absolutely. I'll tell them what happened to me, and I'll tell them that it works. You got to go to prisons too, and I've given a lot of talks at prisons, and I want to help you for this to go worldwide. See, there are only a few concepts holding us back from world harmony and peace. And one of them is that our most natural, underdeveloped resource throughout the planet is women. With their intuitive power, they're our natural leaders. And they handle the real things, which are clean shelter, clean water, clean air, clean food. Not all this crap of, mine is better than yours or bigger or whatever, but men get into it. My system, my religion is, is closer to God. The new Pope is my hero. He's saying all the religions of the world are right. And they're on the right path to God, because whatever you believe in your heart. And what better truth is there than what you have in your heart? The times are changing.
It was interesting what you said when you said women, because a statistic that I have read in a national survey on reading literacy in the United States stated that there were 90 million adults in the United States who were reading at a 4th grade level. They were functionally illiterate. And that in that group, when they were putting together the group and saying, well, who is that majority group? I thought that it would be from a certain culture or a certain country or certain, men or women. It was women. it was women in the South was the largest group, and it didn't matter what nationality they were. It was women, and so as we educate women with the reading method, then we'll do exactly what you want. So it's kind of a coincidence you would say that.
Yeah.
Because you're really being intuitive about
Well,
that's a group we can focus on as well.
Well, the book I just finished and it's going to go to press is called Our First Woman Pope.
Wonderful.
A Key to Help Us Unite Humanity. Yeah, women are our future. According to the Mayan calendar, we just finished up 26,000 years of aggressive, out of balance male energy. And we're moving into 26,000 years of balanced, compassionate, feminine energy. And by compassion, that means passion in common between men and women for one purpose: humanity. All of humanity, beyond globes. There's only one race, the human race. That's what I write about. And women are the powerful people in all my writing. My father was raised in the old Indian way. And in the old Indian way, the Mexico, and throughout so much of the world, is men are raised as women for the first 7 years. They know how to sow, grow the vegetables, and they get to see their older cousins and sisters and aunts give childbirth. And any boy 7 years old that witnesses a woman giving birth before 7 grows up in awe of women. Women are tremendous and powerful. They're not an inferior sex object. And that used to be true 26,000 years ago, until men took over 15,000 years ago, and they've crushed all the power of women, and they are coming back.
Victor Villaseñor, thank you. You are one of our heroes, our American heroes. Thank you.
Gracias, amigo. And we need to go with this universal reading globally.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to go to the globally with the universal reading method with the recommendation of Victor here. And if you'd like to find us at www. Yes, you can read now. That's www. Yes, you can read now. Thank you.